Hello, I am T-Man and I will gonna be playing some Descent Journeys in the Dark for you. These days there's a Descent 3 coming out on the shelf in a board game shop near you. I am suffering from Descent hunger. So I went to my shelf, I found this gem and I put it on the table. This is Descent 2nd edition, Journeys in the Dark. And it's a box with a lot of miniatures, some heroes, cards and stuff, and a lot of dice that you're gonna be throwing to kill the monsters in this great dungeon crawler. So for you guys familiar with this game, we don't need a lot of introduction, but for the heck of it, let's go over our heroes. Here we got Sindrel. I have chosen the Knight branch for her because she's wielding a shield and a sword, so let's give her a shield and a sword. She starts off, let's take a look at the weapons, shall we? She starts off with the Iron Longsword, which is a one-handed blade. She rolls a blue and a red die when attacking. And at the surge, she may force the target to reroll a defense die. Ah, cool. And she's wielding a shield. It says exhaust this card. That means we just flip and turn it over. Exhaust this card after rolling defense die to add one shield to the results. So I have to remember that. She's a 4 speed, 12 health, 4 stamina, and she rolls a white defense dice. 4 strength here, 2 wisdom, 3 lore, and 2 awareness, I think it is. Or observation or something. Let's take a look at her abilities. If she hasn't moved during her turn, she may recover 2 stamina at the end of her turn. So if she stays stationary, she can heal her strain. Heroic feat. This means I flip her card over. It's a one-time per scenario thing. Use during your turn to choose a hero within 3 spaces of you. You and that hero may each immediately perform a move action. This is in addition to the 2 actions each hero receives each turn. So you can use her to speed us up a bit. This is her player token, which I will put on the board if she gets wiped out. This is a token for the scenario we're gonna be playing, so we're gonna be looking at that very soon. But first we're gonna meet our ranged character. We have Jane Fairwood, and she is a elven wildlander. She is wielding her short bow, blue and a yellow dice, 2-handed. Surge gives a +2 range or a +1 damage. She's nimble. Each time a monster moves into a space adjacent to her, she may use this card to move 1 space. Then the monster may continue its activation, so it costs strain. But she has an awesome skill. When you suffer any amount of damage from an attack, you may choose to suffer some or all of that amount as strain instead. You cannot suffer strain in excess of your stamina. No, strain is a fatigue, it's called in this game. Fatigue, sorry. played too much Imperial Assault. And she has a 5 fatigue limit. So that's kind of almost some buff HP, and she will need that. She has only 8 hit points. 5 move, 8 hit points, 5 stamina, and she rolls a white defense die. 2 strength, 2 wisdom, 3 intellect, and 4 observation. As an heroic feat, you may move double your speed and perform an attack. That means 10 spaces an attack. This attack may be performed before, after, or during this movement. Wow. And she's awesome. So let's meet up with our third character, which is Ravaila Lightfoot. She will be playing the Elementalist, which is an expansion for the game I've got. I think it's called Heroes of Legend or something. Gives the players the opportunity to mix and match different character roles, so it's great. Really recommend it. Not to be confusing too much in the game through now. We're gonna be playing pure skill trees. She is wielding a Spire of Conflux. It's a magic staff, of course, as you can see in the picture. So at a search, she could increase the damage by 1, or if 2 or more of your elemental cards are exhausted, +2 damage. Elemental cards are her skills. And she also has a ring or trinket of such Rune Shard Cache. Trinket. Exhaust this card after you defeat a monster with a magic weapon. While this card is exhausted, it is an exhausted elemental card. So you can do like this, and we can treat it as an elemental card. And these are also elemental cards, depicted like this. I chose Blaze for her first elementalist skill. She can exhaust this for us fatigue when you perform an attack. After dice are rolled, this attack gains Pierce X, where X is a number equal to the number of exhausted elemental cards. So if I exhaust this and this is exhausted, I have a Pierce 2 kind of. So great. Or I have Tide. Exhaust this card after you perform an attack. A monster adjacent to the target space suffers damage equal to the number of exhausted elemental cards. So that's cool. Let's use that well. Her abilities: if you roll 1 or more blanks when rolling defense dice, add 1 shield to your defense result. And her heroic feat: use when you are attacked after you roll defense dice to test intellect or awareness. For each test you pass, lore and awareness. For each test you pass, add 3 shields to your defense results. That's awesome. 4 movement, 8 health, 5 stamina, and she rolls a black defense dice. 1 strength, 2 wisdom, 4 lore, and 4 awareness. Cool. And we're gonna be starting off with the campaign Acolyte of Saradyn, which we have here. There's some text here. If you like to read it, you can pause and read it yourself, but I won't bother doing that now. I'll just go through and play. I've set up the board, as you can see here. I will be playing as the Overlord myself, because, well, I have no friends. No, but my group is hard to get together now because of some, I don't know, some cold or something going on. So I've done the setup as it says here, but you can take a look. We have Goblin Archers and Bar Guests, which I have placed up here. And it says, as setup, place the Goblin Archers on the battlefield, place the Bar Guest on the lair. Each bar guest applies +2 to its health. So I've done that. We have the battlefield here, we have the lair here. Okay, as per the map. Now it says and then the hero player chooses one hero to escort the Acolyte. Place one white objective token on that hero's hero sheet. And this is the Acolyte, and I have chosen Cinderella. So Cinderella will be carrying the Acolyte with her. Bad things about that is the Acolyte makes her move slower. Then the Overlord places a number of villager tokens on the fire pit equal to the number of heroes, one per space. These are wounded clergy, and place search tokens based on the number of heroes. We have the fire pit here, and I placed search tokens. And I have 1, 2, 3 villagers, wounded villagers sitting by the fireplace, needing help from us and the Acolyte. And there are 3 search tokens. At the end, at the start of each Overlord turn, if there are 1 or more Goblin archers on the caravan site, the Overlord places 1 fatigue token in his play area, and the caravan site is here. So if there are goblins there, the Overlord gains 1 fatigue. At the end of each Overlord turn, if there are 1 or more Goblin archers on the caravan site, the Overlord places 1 fatigue in his play area. The hero escorting the Acolyte applies -1 to his speed. Each time the hero escorting the Acolyte ends his turn adjacent to 1 or more wounded clergy, that hero chooses 1 adjacent wounded clergy and places that token in the hero's play area. Yeah. As an action, the hero escorting the Acolyte may give the white objective token to an adjacent hero. Okay, I see. And we have reinforcements. At the end of each Overlord turn, the Overlord may place up to 2 Goblin archers on the lair, respecting group limits. Victory. If there are no bar guests on the map, read the following aloud. Okay, so that's the victory conditions down here. It says we have to kill all the bar guests, or then we win. If there are 7 fatigue tokens in the Overlord's play area, read the following, then the Overlord wins. And and rewards and such. And that's it. We are ready to play. But before we head into the game rounds, we can check out the cards the Overlord got. In the start of an adventure, the Overlord gets to draw Overlord cards equal the amount of heroes. This is 3. He drew Dark Might. You can play this card after you roll dice for an attack. Add 1 search to the test result. Or Frenzy. Oop. Sorry, my camera should have been. Or Frenzy. Play this card when activating a monster during your turn. That monster may perform an additional attack action this turn, in addition to its normal 2 actions. So I think monsters can only attack once. Ordinary. Dark Fortune. Play this card after you roll dice. You may re-roll 1 die. Cool. Also, we got the monster cards here. Let's just check them out. We have, since we are 3 players, we have 3 normal goblins and 1 master goblins. And they have skills, Scamper and Cowardly. So Scamper, this monster may move through spaces containing heroes. Cowardly, this monster cannot spend searches on abilities unless it is within 3 spaces of any master monster or a lieutenant. These are the normal goblins. 5 move, 2 health, and a roll of white die. And they have the skills Scamper and Cowardly. At a search, they get +1 range, or they can use it for damage, rolling a blue and a yellow. Here we have the Master Goblin, bit harder to kill. He has 4 health, 5 speed and a white die. He has Scamper. He is not cowardly at all, because he can use the surges for +2 range or +2 damage. Eesh. Guess who I'm gonna be focusing on. Here are the bar guests, and they came out on the board as follows: 2 normal and 1 master. They have the ability Night Stalker. If attacked by any non-adjacent hero, this monster may add 1 brown die to its defense roll. And Howl. Each hero within 3 spaces of this monster must test a willpower, I think it is. Each hero that fails suffers 1 fatigue. So 4 movement, 4 health, and a white die. Howl, we should talk about, and 1 damage at the surge. Blue and red. Look at these nasty dogs. Then it is the master. He has Night Stalker, and he has Howl. He does 2 extra damage on a surge. 4 move, 6 health, and a white die. These are our monsters. And I'm playing with something that is called plot cards, which came with some lieutenant packs I bought. So I chose Goblin Uprising for this campaign. So we're starting off with this card, which is called Spirited Retreat. It says exhaust this card when a small monster with the Wilderness monster trait. And I think these guys has got the Wilderness, ain't they? I have to check. One momento. No. Bum, bum, bum. This is the Wilderness trait. So, small monster with the Wilderness monster trait declares a move action. Move that monster 1 space. If that monster ends this move action within 3 spaces of a hero, it may move 1 additional space. So it's kind of a way to get away. Cool. And this, I need to have this power token to use. They look like this. And Overlord gains those if a hero is knocked out. So we have to look out for those special skills. Okay, that is all. Let's get into the game. And I think I will be starting with Sindrel. She is carrying the Acolyte. That means she has got 3 speed, and her abilities, like start of turn abilities, she doesn't have any. Refresh cards, I don't need to. I have my items equipped, so I can perform 2 actions, and I can perform double move, kind of like I can move, or I can do all the things double if I need to. So let's be starting with that. She has 3, so she will move 1, 2, 3, and she will do that again. 1, 2, 3. You can move diagonally or horizontally as you like, and vertically, of course. I think octagonally is it called in English. So she ends her turn there. And as the rule states, when she ends her turn close to an acolyte, close to a villager, each time the hero escorting the acolyte ends his turn adjacent to 1 or more wounded clergy, that hero chooses 1 adjacent wounded clergy and places that token on the hero's play area. Yeah, okay, so I choose that one. I will heal you, come here. Oh, I'm so hurt. Yoink. That is Sindrel. Now let's have Jane Fairwood move. So Jane will be moving 1, 2, 3, 4. or 4 down there, and she will use her search action to pick up this. I also get gold for each search card I have in the end of the encounter. I will draw myself a search card and we see what we get. She finds a power potion. Flip this card over to reroll some or all of your dice after performing an attack. Ooh, and it's $50. Okay, she gets the power potions. She had moved 1, 2, 3, 4. Search there. Let's have her go 5. Stand in the back there and just wait. Next up is Ravaila Lightfoot. 4 movement. What should I do? I can't reach any monsters. I can move her 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 away to hit a goblin. That is crazy far away. I don't know if I can manage 10 on a blue and a yellow die. Oh, most I can reach is 7, I guess. Yeah. So that is not smart. Let us move 1, 2, 3, 4, and she will move again. Just pop herself up here in the corner of the map. That is all our heroes, and we move into the Overlord's turn. Start of the turn, the Overlord gets to draw a card. We draw a critical blow. Play this card when a monster attacks a hero after rolling dice. The attack gains strain plus 3 damage. Ooh, yeah. So I have these cards in my hand. So at the Overlord's turn, I get to play any cards at the start of my turn. So let's be activating our master goblin up here. He can move 5, so let's have him move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's have him move again. Just a moment. Let's see if he can reach. So let's see if he can see Ravaila Lightfoot from here. He can, from the corner of her space to the corner of his space. There's no broken line. Line of sight in Descent is kind of stupid. It's like if you can measure a line from one corner of the figure to the one corner of the figure you are targeting without the line being broken or hindered in some way, you have line of sight. How far is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And he has +2 range on a surge. I can play Dark Might. Yeah. Or should I just try to move further in? No, I will try to attack. He will attack with blue and yellow. Ravaila rolls a black defense die. And let's see what we come up with. And he misses. And that's the end of the Master Goblin. I just hold on to the cards, I guess. So let's be activating the minions. They were moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3. Let's get him on there. These two guys will try to attack Ravella. I think this guy has line of sight. Yeah, just barely. They both have line of sight to Ravella, so they will try. Same thing, yellow and a blue. We'll start with this guy. And that is poorly. He rolls range. The first thing with determining range is adding the numbers on the both dice, showing how far off he will hit. That is 3 spaces, so 1, 2, 3 spaces away. But she is like 7 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he has +1 range with the search, which gives him 4, but that doesn't help at all. So he misses. Mr. Number 2. Same thing, a 2 and a 1, and 2 searches doesn't help him at all. So they fire their arrows at Ravella, but she doesn't seem to be hurt by that. Now for the Barghests. The Barghests moves at 4. So I will start with the minions, I guess. And they are they considered large? Yeah. These guys are large because they occupy more than 1 space. So they will shrink to 1 and move 1, 2, 3, 4 and expand like that. But they are not in proximity of any attack yet. So they will do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and expand there. That's the 2 actions of this Barghest. You can't do anything else. So this Barghest moves 1, 2, 3, 4, expands, and 1, 2, 3, 4 expands here. And of course the bad guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and 1, 2, 3. And has to stop there. So he stops behind his companions. That is okay. I don't think the Overlord is going to be playing any of his cards. I could have, but no, I will keep them until I can savor the moment of total destructions of the heroes. Okay, that is it for the Overlord. Then it is back to our heroes. Let's start with Sindrel. She will move 1, 2. And she will attack this Barghest. She uses a blue and a red. Barghest's rolls a gray defense die. Yeah. And they have +2 health as per the rules in the scenario. So the normal Barghest is 6 health and the boss is 8, or elite, rather say. Okay, and on a search I can force a target to reroll a defense die. Let's see. I get, let's see, count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Barghest gets 1 defense. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 damage on the Barghest. Yeah. Yes. And she will end her turn there. That means she may, each time the hero escorting the Acolyte ends his turn adjacent to one or more wounded clergy, that hero chooses one adjacent wounded clergy and places that token on her tray. Okay, let's choose that one. The Acolyte is busy healing the people whilst Syndrel is hacking away on the Barghests. Okay, let's activate Jane. She will shoot at this Barghest using her bow, and she rolls a blue and a yellow. Blue, yellow. Barghest gets a gray. Come on. And she rolls enough range. That's 6. So that's more than enough to reach it, because it's 1, 2, 3 away. And she hits it for 3 damage, -1 armor. So that's 2 coming through at that Barghest. She will do the same again. Same thing at the same Barghest. And this time she rolls 4 range. 1, 2, 3, it's enough. And 1, 2, 3 damage. She could use a surge to apply 1 more damage. That makes it 4. And Barghest rolls nothing in armor. That means it takes 6 damage total and dies. Ooh. That's 1 off the board. Unless the Overlord has anything cruel. He could have re-rolled a die, but he will keep that. Okay, that was Jane's turn. Now Ravaella Lightfoot. Maybe try to move out of Wound's way and help maybe get rid of this. So she will move 1, 2, 3, 4. She will use her magic staff and rolls a blue and a yellow. And let's see if she can take out that Barghest. Ha! And it's a miss. he misses totally. So that's a shame. But hey, that's how it is rolled. And that ends our hero's turn. Now it's the Overlord's turn. Starting with the Overlord. And he has these 4 cards in hand, and he will draw another. And he draws into another Frenzy. Play this card when activating a monster during your turn. That monster may perform an additional attack action this turn in addition to its normal 2 actions. And you know I got 2 of those. And I have a critical blow. And oh, this will be so good. I think I will start with... Oh, let's start with the wounded. Let's start with the wounded one. And I will play Frenzy on that. So it will perform 2 attacks against Cinderella. And it attacks for a blue and a red. Cinderella defends with a gray. She does have her shield. Okay, let's see. And it hits Cinderella for 4 damage, minus 2. So Cinderella suffers 2 damage. Okay. It will attack again. Ooh. And she will exhaust her shield to add 1. So she blocks 3 at least. So she is up to 5 damage. That was a card. It could move. Let's... Well, it is hurt. So let's have it move back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then activating this doggy, it will move 1, 2. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Every hero is in adjacent, not adjacent, but they can be under the influence of Howl. But I will play Frenzy on this monster 2. And yeah, he will attack. Yeah, let's attack Cinderella. Let's take her down. No. I'll play Dark Fortune. Play this card after you roll a die. You may re-roll 1 die. I will re-roll this blue. And rolls into a 4. So that is 4 hits, but no surge. I could play this to give it a surge and then critical blow, so make it a 5. Could do that, but I think I will save this for the goblins, you know. Yeah, so Cinderella suffers 2 damage. That is okay. So the frenzy, what does it say? Play this card, an additional attack action to in this turn in addition to its normal 2 actions. Okay, so it moved, attacked for the frenzy action. Then I could attack again. She has 7. Or I could howl. What was howl again? Let's see. If I howl, each hero within 3 spaces of this monster must test willpower. Each hero that fails suffers 1 fatigue. That doesn't help me much. The heroes have full fatigue. No, I will attack again, since I can do that. Yeah. And attacks and gets, yeah, not bad. It's 4 hits and a surge, and it will use its surge to +2, so that's 4, that's 6, -1, it's 5 damage. So Cinderella, Cinderella has suffered 12 damage, which means she will are knocked out. I place this instead of her figure on the board. She will suffer full fatigue 4, and yeah, that's something. Well, does it say if that person is knocked out? Oh well, the Acolyte is with her, I guess, because her corpse, or not corpse, but her body is there. And but this means the Overlord gains one of these. Sure this guy doesn't have wilderness? No. Damn. Yeah, well, I can use it later. So that was the Elite Barghest's turn. Wow, that was fun. Now I have the goblins. Let's activate the goblins. And let's activate the Master Goblin first. It will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I guess he can see Jane from there. Yes, no problem. That's line of sight for sure. And he will hit her, or try to hit her. He rolls a blue and a yellow. Jane rolls a grey. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces away. So let's roll. Let's roll. So that's 4, 5. But he has a surge, so he can use that for a range +2 range, making it 7 range. Yes, that's enough. Let's play. You know, I'm supposed to draw a card when a hero is knocked out. Just let me check. No, the rules doesn't mention that, but however, back to us. I will play Dark Might, giving this roll an extra surge. I will use that surge for a critical blow. So that's 5 total damage, -1. So Jane suffers 4 damage. But when she suffers any amount of damage from an attack, she may choose to suffer some or all of that amount as fatigue instead. So She will suffer 2 of those damage as fatigue. Yeah, so this will go to Jane. Yeah, get fatigued, that's right. That was the Master Goblin. Now for the small ones. So they will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. They can move through each other. And this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it's water, and stepping into water demands 2 movement points. Yeah. So this guy can't see Jane, but these can. They both would shoot. Let's start with this. He's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Rolls the same. Come on, let's take her out. 4 away, did I say? Yes, so that's enough. Rolling 4 range. She rolls a defense, so she will suffer 3 more damage, and she will take it, so she's up to 5 damage now. Now goblin number 2, and he rolls 5 range and a surge. bet she blocks it. Okay, let's see. 1, 2 gets blocked by the shield, +1 for the +1 damage for the surge. So she will suffer a fatigue for that. Oh, yeah, Jane takes a pummeling. Okay, that was all my goblins done. And we're gonna go over to our heroes. Also, I have to remember the ruling about the goblins being in the caravan site. At the start of my Overlord my turn, at the start of each Overlord turn, if there are 1 or more goblin archers in the caravan site, the Overlord places 1 fatigue token. At the end of each Overlord turn, if there are 1 or more goblin archers in the caravan site, the Overlord places 1 fatigue token in his play area. So they are trying to get here. We are trying to kill the bar guests and save as many wounded villagers as we can in the goal. Okay, let's start this turn. But I have Cinderella is down, you know. Well, now I will start with Ravella, and she will move 1, and she will revive Cinderella. Cinderella gets to roll 2 red dice, and she heals the amount of hearts I get, and fatigue if there are any surges. And let's see, she heals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, and the surge. Wow, that's good. I will remove this token. Cinderella's back up. Now she will continue her movement. She moved 1, 2, 3, 4. Ending her movement there. Now Jane will use her heroic feat. Let's put it there, easier to keep track. Use her heroic feat, which says you may move double your speed and perform an attack. This attack may be performed before, after, or during your during this movement. So flip her over. It has a quote: "Out there in the wilds, I protect those who have misjudged me." So she can move. She can move 10 spaces and make an attack. So let's have her move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's have her shoot at this Barghest. Blue and yellow, and the Barghest uses gray. And she hits it. 6 range is enough, and it blocks 1 of the damage. 2 goes through and it's dead. Ooh, another one. Damn you, Jane, killing my Barghests. Okay, that was her special feat, but she has moved 6, was it? She was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just keep away from that howl. And now she has 2 actions. She has 2 actions. Let's try to hit this, the elite. And she just about enough range. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. And she has got, oh, look at that defense roll. Okay. She hits with 4. She can do, she has got a surge, so that's a 5, hitting the Barghest for 2. Well, that's something. 2 out of 8. Okay, second attack. Rolls 4 again. I think I will use my power potion. Flip this card over to reroll some or all of your dice after performing an attack. I'll try to reroll this yellow one. It's even worse. So, well, I hit and it's blocked by Barghest's armor. That is Jaina's turn done. Now for our hero Syndrel, she will untap her wooden shield. You record 2 at the end of your turn. Okay, that's good. She will attack with her sword, blue and a red, against the Barghest. First attack connects, and it is, wow, look at it, its defense, it's just rolling all this crap. But I have a surge, I can force it to re-roll 1 defense die. I will do that. And re-roll. 3, yeah. No, it's just made of bones and gore. Pick it up, you see it? Hand painted, don't judge me. And yeah, that means it blocks 3 I connect for 2. The last search I can use to heal fatigue. Come on. Oh well, no matter, 4 there. So she will use the last search to heal a fatigue. And second attack. Come on. Come on. What is this? It's 1 defense. 3. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a surge. You can see 5 minus 1 is 4. Total is 8 damage. And it is dead. Cinderella, you've done it. You killed it. Woohoo. That's... Let's see. And that ends her turn. But it says if there are no... See. If there are no bar guests on the map, read the following aloud. The goblin screeched with terror and loosed a final volley before scrambling deeper into the forest, flying far from their mark. The arrows disappear into the canopy high above your head. The area grows quiet. The wagon is beyond repair, and much has been stolen. The clergy gather the remaining valuables and secure them to their backs, intending to carry everything the rest of the way. You make room in your packs and share the burden. Heroes win! Yes! It says, regardless of the winner, read the following aloud. Yeah, okay. I can read this. You shoulder your packs and turn to find the boy staring up at you with wonder and adoration. You're amazing, he whispers. Take me with you. His eyes shift to your weapon. Can I hold it? Tyrus, no you cannot, a priest chides. Tyrus sighs, throwing his head back and rolling his eyes. Maybe next time, kid, you say, suppressing a smile. The boy remains at your side for the next few hours, maintaining a quick pace to keep up. His endless need for conversation is seasoned with insightful questions and exaggerated stories, allowing the hours to pass quickly. As the sun retires beyond the cliffs of Saradyn, you are met on the road by Helena, an elder priestess from the monastery. She invites you to join her army, a handful of scouts and militia based in the center of the valley. You speak with Helena into the early hours of the morning about the needs of the monastery, the darkness that threatens it, and what the next few days may bring. Now, win or lose, each player receives 1 XP. Yay! If the overlords win, he receives 1 additional, but he didn't. Then the heroes receive 25 gold per villager token in their play area. Ooh, okay. And now I have a choice. Siege of Sky Tower or Religar's Rest may be chosen by the winner as the next quest. I will take a look at that. So I will count up things here. I have this search card. It's worth 50 gold. I will return this to the deck. And that is, I have 2 villagers. So that's 25 gold for each. So that's 50 also, making it a grand total of 100 gold. I can bring with me for some shopping. And we get 1 XP each, also the Overlord. So I will go ahead and clean up, and we're gonna do a quick shop before next adventure. So we're gonna do some quick shopping. we are down at Kathiri Ruins. And we are joining forces. So, shopping, how many cards? 5, was it? 5, yeah. So 5 shopping cards. Give them a quick shuffle here. And let's have a cut. And 5 cards. We have Bloody Dagger. Sounds unsanitary. And leather armor, Sunburst. Another leather armor. And incendiary arrows. Ooh, let's just look at that real quick. Exhaust this card when you perform an attack with a bow. Before dice are rolled, if this attack does not miss, each figure adjacent to the target suffers 1. I have 100 gold. What's this? Bloody Dagger. During your turn, you may suffer 1 fatigue to become bleeding. If you are bleeding, each of your attacks gains +4 damage on a surge. Wow. Yeah, but I don't want to be bleeding. No, I think Jane is gonna get the incendiary arrows. Yeah. So I buy this for 75. And Jane will get those. Yep. Cinderella is gonna spend her experience. And she's gonna buy herself Advance, which is a skill in the Night Tree. After defeating a monster with an attack using a melee weapon, exhaust this card to move up to your speed and perform an additional attack. So she could be moving around, slaying things. Jane is gonna spend her experience and she's gonna buy herself Acolyte. Each time you perform an attack with a bow, you may reroll 1 power die, limit once per attack. Rafaela Lightfoot buys herself Sun and Sea for 1 experience. When you use Tide or Blaze, you may exhaust this card to reroll 1 attack or power die. When you purchase this card, gain an additional elemental skill, which is this, Gust. Exhaust this card during your turn to choose another friendly figure within 3 spaces of you. Move that figure up to a number of spaces equal to the number of exhausted elemental cards. Costs 1 fatigue to use, so that's cool. Can I do this with friendly figure? Yeah, so not enemies. The Overlord chooses to spend his experience. He will branch out in the Warlord division, and he buys himself Dark Fortitude. He can play this card after rolling defense die and add 2 shields to the result. That will be added to the Overlord. I will choose to spend 1 of my threat tokens to buy myself Feral Instincts from the plot deck. I will use this card after setup of an encounter to choose 1 of your monster groups. During this encounter, that group gains the Wilderness monster trait. Place a threat token from the supply on that group's monsters card as a reminder. Remember, I had this Spirited Retreat. Exhaust this card when a small monster with the Wilderness monster trait declares a move action. Move that monster 1 space. If that monster ends this move action within 3 spaces of a hero, it may move 1 additional space. So, cool. How these cards works. I have to have the appropriate amount of threat tokens to use this card. So next setup of the encounter I can't use Feral Instincts because the Overlord doesn't have any plot tokens left. He used this now to buy himself the Feral Instincts. But that is some skills the Overlord has got now. And that is the end of the shopping and reward phase. I can either do Siege of Sky Tower or Religar's Rest. So for you guys that are familiar with the game, you could add in your voice now in the comments below which one you want me to do. If I ain't hearing from you before I start filming again, I will choose myself. But either of those adventures sounds quite good. I've never played this Heirs of Blood campaign. I only played the app. So this is a new experience for me. And it's fun to be playing as the Overlord. Kind of stopping yourself in the tracks. Yeah. So, thank you for watching. We will be back with the next adventure real soon.